The first headlines, where federal government blames Nigerians media for Twitter's choice of Ghana for Africa office. Oyo State government partners NEPC to boost food exports. Governor Ganduje, Kano stakeholders end Dangote BUA's rift. And SEC, CBN in talks on crypto market regulation. Those are the headlines. Now the details. The federal government has blamed the media and some unpatriotic Nigerians for the choice of Ghana over Nigeria for the siting of Twitter Continental headquarters. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, in an interview on Thursday in Abuja, said the development would serve as a lesson for Nigerians to be patriotic in managing the image of the country. Mohammed said Nigeria, with about 25 million Twitter users against Ghana's 8 million users, it was a natural expectation that Nigeria would have been the choice by Twitter to locate its headquarters for the continent. He said the development would serve as a lesson for people to be patriotic and manage the image of the country better.
This is what you get when you demarket your own country. The past time of most Nigerians, especially the media, is to find fault in their own country. Most times exaggerate the challenges the country is facing. And at no time was this better seen as during the NSAS protest, where Nigerian journalists, both, traditional and new media, were trying to outdo themselves in painting Nigeria as a hell where nobody should live, where they all conspired to vilify not just the government, even the people of Nigeria. And I thank God that the last US report has vindicated the government.
The US-based social media company Twitter had on Monday announced Accra, Ghana as its choice for the location of its headquarters for Africa. Twitter Chief Executive Officer Jack Dorsey had made the announcement via his Twitter handle. Now, the federal government said it had approved the activation of subscriber identification module registration, but this must be done with a valid national identification number. It said the new SIM activation registration approval with mandatory NIN was in line with the revised National Digital Identity Policy for SIM card registration. It said the implementation of the policy would commence on April 19, 2021, and the issuance of new SIMs and other suspended activities would resume on the same date, as long as verification was done and the guidelines were fully adhered to. The technical assistant, information technology to the communications minister, Femi Adelui, disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja. He explained that the Nigerian Communications Act 2003, Section 23A, specified the role of the minister to include the formulation, determination, and monitoring of the general policy for the communication sector. The statement said in line with this, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, coordinated and led the development of a revised National Digital Identity Policy for SIM card registration in collaboration with stakeholders. The Oyo State government will partner the Nigeria Export Promotion Council, NEPC, in capacity building to meet global standards for exports. The Secretary to the State government, Mr. Olubamiwo Adeosun, said this in Ibadan while hosting the Executive Director of NEPC, Chief Olusegun Awolowo, who paid a courtesy visit to the governor. Adeosun, who received the team on behalf of Governor Seyi Makinde, informed the NEPC Executive Director that the government had moved from small-scale farming to agri-business. She said the Makinde-led administration had constructed many access roads in the rural areas to make transportation of farm produce to the urban areas and markets easier. Also speaking, the special advisor to the governor on economic affairs, Professor Musbau Babatunde, said the state government was building processing plants for preservation of farm produce. Musbau said that the government would create an enabling environment for private businesses to thrive in the state. He added that the government is currently training some selected women and youths on production of shea butter. In his remark, Awolowo urged the state government to partner the commission on its Save Job, Create Job initiative. Now, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State has reconciled the two illustrious sons of Kano and Africa's business moguls, Aliko Dangote and Abdulsamad Rabiu. Governor Ganduje was able to reconcile the two men with the support of the renowned businessman Alhaji Aminu Dantata, Kano Emirate, and the Kano State Councils of Imams. The reconciliation meeting took place at Kano Governor's Lodge, Asokoro, Abuja on Wednesday, putting a stop to reports that the duo were in dispute over the control of sugar in the country. Chairman of Dangote Group of Companies and Chairman BUA Group of Companies agreed to work together and supply enough sugar to satisfy the demand of the country. Now, the federal government has said 9 power plants were currently shut down, as this was why power outages had persisted recently across the country. Minister of Power Saleh Maman said this in a series of tweets via his official Twitter handle, while his ministry also disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja by his media aide Aaron Artemas. The ministry said the power outages had been bedeviling Nigeria as it explained reasons for the problem. The statement read in part, the Ministry of Power is not unaware of the current power outages and shortages bedeviling many parts of the country. In his tweet, Maman named the plants to include Sapele, Afam, Olorunshogo, Omotosho, Ibom, Egbe, Olauji, and Ihobo. He said the Jeba power plant was shut down for annual maintenance. The ministry stated that the unfortunate development had drastically affected power generation, thus effectively minimizing the national grid. Now, the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, has urged the federal government to take urgent steps to end the current monetary rascality so as to prevent the prevailing economic challenge from degenerating further. Obaseki was come under fire for saying that the federal government printed 60 billion naira to share as part of federal allocation in March. In a statement he signed on Thursday, he said it was time to stop playing the ostrich and approach the Nigerian project with all sense of responsibility and commitment. Obaseki said this as the Central Bank of Nigeria faulted the Edo State governor's claim that it printed 60 billion naira in March for the federal government. The Minister of France, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, had faulted Obaseki on Wednesday. In an interview with State House correspondents, the minister described Obaseki's claim as untrue. But the governor on Thursday insisted on his position. However, the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, on Thursday dismissed the claims that the Apex Bank printed 60 billion naira to augment the March 2021 disbursement of the Federation Account Allocation Committee.
Central Bank of Nigeria or any central bank or any Fed to stand idle and then refuse to support its government at this time. And what is being done, right, is being done in any climb. And at the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting, I did say, and I gave data about what is being done, even in developed economies, about what needs to be done to shore up their economy and take them out of recession. Nigeria is unfortunately in a very bad situation. I'm not going to pretend about it, in the sense that we are facing problem about productivity output, which is GDP. Luckily, we managed to just come out of it with a hair's breadth. And we are working very hard to see how we can not only have our head above water, but get our waist above water. That is what we are focused on right now. And of course, we are also confronted by issues of inflation and prices and the rest of them. And so for us to begin to see that some people playing some games, trying to come up with overheating this polity, talking about printing of money, I think is very unfortunate and totally inappropriate. And I would like to advise that this should stop.
The Securities and Exchange Commission has said it is in discussion with the Central Bank of Nigeria on how to better understand and regulate the cryptocurrency market in the country. SEC said it would continue to engage players in the financial technology space and support them to operate lawfully in a bid to ensure the delivery of safe products and services without stifling innovation. The SEC quoted its Director General, Mr. Lamido Yuguda, in a statement as saying that a recent circular was issued by the Commission in its desire to ensure that only fit and proper persons continue to operate in the capital market. Yuguda said the Commissioner was also mindful of developments in the crypto asset space. Well, that's it on Business Splash today on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Join us next week for another edition. Good morning. Thank you for listening. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.